I know I'm not the only one with problems. Um, there's folks worse off than us. Um, just appealing for your help. It's not easy when you lose both your parents to cancer. My mom getting diagnosed at the age of 56. By the time she was 57, she was given 6 months to live. I've had to put my career on hold, my education on hold, and continually leave jobs to care for my parents. All the while having a very difficult situation um, where my brother was essentially in and out of jail and trouble, and it's kind of like a house arrest here with my father, and it became very messy, and the situation became very tense, and I ended up having to take my father out of nursing homes because my brother and him didn't get along, and my father kept kicking him out. Till finally he had to get orders of protection and have to have him thrown out of here. And my brother's struggling to be independent and live on his own, and we've been supporting him, and it's just been very difficult. I no longer have reliable transportation. We are struggling to make ends meet here, and just reaching out for help. I think a lot of folks who've lost loved ones to cancer can relate, but my family didn't really have a large network of support by the time my mom got sick, and my dad was already handicapped when my mom got sick, and yet still was able to go to work. But it's been very difficult. I've basically been the one who's been taking care of my dad. His family really hasn't helped at all, in so much as helping, being supportive and helping us. So it was really, the onus was on me, and it's not like I make six figures, and it's not like we've had a lot of successful sales, but I did the best I could with my dad to establish the business. And so we have some prints for sale, and we just would appreciate your help with some donations to have a memorial or a purchase of some of the beautiful prints we made together. My father was confident that I'd be able to save the house and the studio that we built. And we just about fixed everything here. I did a lot of renovations, a lot of repairs here over the years, spent a lot of money and blood, sweat, and tears fixing this house up. It's got damage from F2 tornadoes and hurricanes and flooding, and we've had numerous plumbing problems. But it's home, and hopefully sooner rather than later we can make a little bit more progress. And I seem to be suffering from prolonged grief syndrome. I really miss my dad, and it's been, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. It's been about 8 months since he passed away, since he died holding my hand, just like my mom died holding my hand from cancer, and it's not like I guess some folks things where you can have just a nurse come or a home health aide come, or abandon your father. I took care of him and I prolonged his life, and he touched a lot of hearts. I know this, and to those of you who are listening, please don't be persuaded by what you hear from my sibling, because apparently he's just trying to do everything to make my life miserable, and unfortunately it's caused me a lot of pain, and instead of being able to grieve peacefully, I've continually had to go and deal with his lies and his accusations in family court and police, and this nonsense notion that I'm somehow responsible for him and taking care of him, and for him being able to live rent-free while terrorizing my wife and I. Just as he's done a lot of other people, and it's sad, and so that's what I'm dealing with now, and the court fees, legal expenses for all this have compounded the pain I feel and the betrayal of my own flesh and blood, my own family members, who just don't seem to care, just don't seem to even want to be bothered to call and ask how I'm doing. But thank you to all my friends who call me up and ask me how I'm doing. I wish I could say the same for the relatives that are alive. Not one of you have called and asked me if I need any help or how I'm doing. And it's just sad. And that was like that for many years with my father, me being the sole caregiver and struggling financially while taking care of him. So I'm just left with a lot of debt, a lot of grief, a lot of sadness, but a lot of artwork to sell, a lot of nice art. The production costs alone to make some of these prints are about $150 to make a large print. So that's why the costs are high. The paintings I promise I'd only put on loan to the museum, the large ones, and not sell. That's why they put them so expensive a price. But definitely do need your help in honoring his legacy and having a memorial. I think that's only fair. Unfortunately, now I'm dealing with more court situations because the will wasn't notarized. Apparently, it's invalidated, and that's just a real shame. It's just really sad because that was his last wishes. His very intentions were to leave the whole house and everything to me for good reason, because Andreas didn't care about his art, didn't care about the house, only cared about himself, and trying to grab and steal and take whatever he could, right up till when he was dying. And it's painful. It's painful. I don't know if he has Asperger's or has a spectrum, but he's been telling people some horrible lies about me and my wife. He's been saying some terrible things that I don't care to repeat about me, and accusing me of harassing him, which is so untrue, accusing me of damaging his stuff, which is totally untrue. And it's been extremely painful for me to have to deal with going to a court, taking off work to go to a court to deal with lies and accusations and his fraudulent use of a driver's license, claiming that he lives here when he definitely doesn't, and he hasn't, and he was thrown out of here for good reason for assaulting my father and I. And these are all public records, there's all police reports, and all these painful memories have made it extremely difficult for me to grieve the loss of someone who was extremely special. And we were a very close family. And so I just need your help in honoring his legacy. Thank you.